Hello, everybody. Here we are on Understanding Your Body Composition, Chapter 6. This is always one of those chapters that creates a lot of anxiety. And so, again, I would just like to inform you that this is all about information to make you the best you that you can be, as corny as it sounds. So, a couple of things that are really important. First of all, read the chapter, take a look at the PowerPoints, listen to my little video. There's nothing to do under Live It. You're going to do the labs that you can do. So they are optional. Lab 6.1 is not optional. Everybody can do that one. 6.2 should also be done by everybody, but 6.3 is optional because of the fact that it literally requires skin folds and testing equipment and a professional that you may or may not have access to. So we'll go over that in a minute. Okay. Couple of things that you want to take a look at is on the discussion. We're considering this web link. If you can't find it or it doesn't load up on the discussion board, please just copy and paste. Go ahead and take a look at some of these conditions. Body dysmorphic disorder and disordered eating are different than eating disorders that you may have read about or learned about in different grades regarding anorexia nervosa and bulimia. So those are some things that are important. And then, of course, we have the mastering items. So let's first get over to our lab 6.1. So 6.1 is what you're looking at right here. I want you to see that it's a PDF file that I open with my PDF reader. If you do not have PDF reader downloaded onto your computer, it may not open and look like this. This is a writable PDF and it makes it so much easier. So I come over here to fill and sign. I come down here and I can simply type my name and go through the rest of the items. What's really important to understand is that whenever I type in my information, then what happens is it will actually literally auto-calculate things for me. And some of us have been struggling with what's happening as far as our um, messages or as far as our mathematics go. So I've entered my weight and my height in inches and pressed enter. You will see that the entire thing calculates by itself and it gets me a number. And so once I get to that number, I will come down to the actual category and check off where I fit in. So I just indicate that. And then I will write down some information according to this. This is the simple mathematical equation. If you can't get it to auto calculate, then simply take your weight, divide it by 2.2 to turn it into kilograms, as the mathematical equation shows you here. Taking my height, turning it into centimeters, dividing it then by 100 to make it into meters, and then finishing the math equation. That's the portion that everybody must do. So let me know if you have any trouble with this calculation. Lab 6.2 is measuring your circumference measurements. And so the sites are listed right here. You can see there's a little video if you'd like to press this to shows you how to do it specifically. You cannot measure your own self accurately. And so it's important that you have somebody help you with this. Just to keep that in mind. We use circumference measurements for a variety of things, but it tells us if you've actually gained weight, could that be muscle? Have you lost fat? Where is that going? So it's a good information and an excellent reference point to beginning your fitness program. As you note, you will see that we take all of these measurements and we do, again, some mathematical equations. You can input the numbers and it will auto calculate for you, or you can simply do the math. The thing that's important is to make sure that you come down here and you check out your disease risk ratio. And they can be different. So your general waist ratio and your waist to hip circumference ratio will be two different things and will be interesting. Will be interesting to determine if there's a difference. So these two are both required. And then we move on to lab 6.3. 6.3 is the BIA test and the skid fold test. This is optional. If you'd like, I'm happy to have an appointment with you. You can stop in and I will do your skin folds, and you can figure those out. The other thing is that we have a BIA scale that can tell you what your percent fat is based off of that. If you have no desire to know that and or no time to come in and do that, or you live far, far away, please don't feel as though that's important. You are not graded on it. It's just additional information for you. The important thing is that if you are having skin folds taken or you have a BIA scale at home, then please record the information that you get in the appropriate boxes, but also in the comments section when you submit your homework, please provide me a little segment of what you used, what the equipment was, and who did your testing. Okay, that's really important. The final and last thing about this chapter that I'd like to say is that we all need body fat. It's a necessary thing. Less fat is not necessarily good. You will have looked at what happens to the female body when the body fat decreases, and you'll take a note that in men, the whole series of other things, obviously unrelated to menstrual cycle, but are also equally dangerous. If you are not athletic and you're not regularly exercising, being in this category can also include a risk. So that's why it says athletic slash low. Even most bodybuilders will not get into this low category until they are prepared and going into competition. So that's something that's really important. Women, whether we like it or not, we always will have a higher percent body fat norm than men. And so that's something to consider. Please note that all the way up to 25 to 31% for women and 18 to 25% for men is considered acceptable. That may not necessarily mean that you are in the best possible scenario, but each of us has a different body build. So we have ectomorph and endomorph and mesomorph. And so, based off of that build, we would not want to continually stress and worry that our body fat were not in one of these low or athletic categories. So be very careful whenever you're writing your goals to say that I want to be in a low or athletic body competition or composition category. Please consider the best for your body and being the best that you can be. Okay? Thanks so much. Good luck.